The best thing that you can do to actually start that process for nurturing a relationship while she's in the toddler stage is 3 things. Welcome to Mother-Daughter Connections, the show dedicated to educating, encouraging, and equipping moms to build lasting, meaningful connections with their daughters. I'm your host and mother-daughter relationship personal trainer, Dr. Michelle Deering. My heart is to be of help to you. I believe that your relationship with your mom is the foundation for your future success, personally, parentally, and professionally. Now remember, even though I'm a licensed psychologist, I'm not your shrink on this show. I am, however, here to share my opinions and those of my guests. If you have concerns about your mental health, please seek services from a mental health provider in your local area. Now join me as we pause to consider today's topic. Hi, Dr. Michelle Deering here. You ever have one of those moments in your mother-daughter relationship where you're thinking, not quite sure what to do here, or you're feeling nervous or upset about the kinds of patterns that you're having in your interactions with your daughter, or maybe you're not feeling confident about your mothering, or you just simply need some answers? You think to yourself, I'll just call my mom or my sister. And maybe you have, and it's helped, and sometimes maybe it's not, or maybe they're just not reachable when you need them. I know what that's like in those situations, and that's why I do what I do as a mother-daughter relationship personal trainer. I draw upon my 25 plus years of professional training and personal experience helping thousands of moms worldwide and giving them definitive, research-grounded, psych-infused, tailored solutions that leave them feeling confident, informed, and equipped to address their mother-daughter relationship situations. Now, if you need help or you're just looking for answers, then schedule a quick micro solutions call with me at bit.ly/micro solutions call. That's bit.ly/micro solutions call. It's those micro solutions that add up to big changes in your relationship. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Well, hi there and welcome. I am so excited that you're here with me today. I am also excited because I've been going through the Daughter Talk survey responses. It's a survey that I put out earlier this year at bit.ly/Daughter Talk survey. And the responses I've been getting have been really, really cool. And one of them, this one from Jasmine, caught my eye and I wanted to read it here on the podcast today. And so Jasmine wrote, "Hi, I just found your podcast today." Well, right there, made my day. I just love it when moms find my podcast. And that's because you moms who regularly listen and tune in, when you leave a review, it actually triggers the algorithms for the podcast to get out there to other moms organically. And as you know, if you've been listening to me for the last year, my goal is to reach 1 million moms. And so thank you for being part of and active in this community of moms. I just want to say to Jasmine, welcome. I'm so glad that you found my podcast. Jasmine went on to write, "My daughter will be 2 years old in a couple of months. Although it's not horrible, I don't have the best relationship with my mom. All I see encompassing mother and daughter relationships around me is tension and issues. What are your recommendations for starting to nurture the relationship with my daughter in toddlerhood when she is just beginning to learn that she is her own person, separate from her mother? I don't want our relationship to be like the mother and daughter relationships around me. I want to do better." Jasmine, I so applaud you and hear your heart and your desire for your relationship and for starting early. Anyone who hangs around me knows that what you do in toddlerhood sets the trend. Even though I believe that wherever you are, there's always today as being the day and this moment being the moment where change can start to happen. So I hear your heart, Jasmine, and I have some thoughts. I love that you say that you want to do better rather than be better. So many moms that I encounter who come to work with me or who've taken my programs online, so many moms tie their sense of being, their identity, to their motherhood. And if that's you, please know, and you really need to hear this, your daughter is fortunate to have you as her mom. Now, while no mom is perfect, your imperfections are opportunities for connection and not conflict. Now, getting back to Jasmine, I hear that you want to do better, which is a great starting point because our doing or not doing is what we can control. However, you need to know that if you're wanting to lay the groundwork for a healthier mother-daughter relationship, then it's really not about doing better, because better implies like a one-size-fit-all standard that's set by these outside entities, and those outside entities shift their requirements, their standard all the time. So you don't want to focus on doing better. Instead, let your focus be about doing differently. And that's the kind of thing that I help moms with when I mentor them in my Motherhood Mastery mentoring program, which you can apply for. Just go to bit.ly/motherhood mentor. Now, for your daughter, Jasmine, the best thing that you can do to actually start that process for nurturing a relationship while she's in the toddler stage is 3 things. The first thing is you want to remember who you are, which is her mom. A lot of times I find that moms these days lose themselves and forget that at the end of the day, you're her mom. There's a reason why you're called mom and she's called your daughter, all right? One's older than the other. One's more in charge than the other. And so you are her mom, always will be. That will never change. The second thing that you need to do is to recognize who she is, which is she's your daughter. She's not you. She's not someone else's daughter. She's your daughter. And you have the wonderful opportunity to discover who she is right alongside her as she's discovering it. So really entering into your toddler's world in terms of the things that she's interested in, the things that she gravitates to, the things that she doesn't like or says she doesn't like, and the things that she does like, seeing things through her eyes, getting down on her level, literally like on knees while she's toddling around. Get down, sit on the ground, get on her level and see things from her vantage point. When she goes off to explore and comes back all excited, be there with that same similar excitement as you discover more about who she is at this wonderful age. I remember, because I have twin daughters, and I remember both different personalities, both different temperaments. And my youngest, who was walking at 7 months old, she was off to the races once she discovered how to go do that. And her sister didn't want to have anything to do with it. She was content to just, lie around, and whatever was within her arm's reach, that is what she was interested in. Whereas her younger sister was like off to the races. So, I had double time. So with my youngest, I would be on all fours following and just seeing what things that she was exploring. And then when I got tuckered out with that, her sister would just be lying around. She would just pick up things and, stare at them, endlessly staring at them. I would lie there with her and stare at them too, imagining what it was that she was finding interesting about this same ball that had been there since her birth. For some reason, that particular moment, she found it really fascinating. So I would just encourage you to just remember that she is not you. Your daughter's not you. She is taking you, and you have the opportunity to be accompanying her on this discovery of herself. So really engage in that. And then the third thing that you can do to start setting a good foundation, and not a lot of people talk about this part, is reinforce the respect lines consistently. Notice I didn't say perfectly, I just said consistently. And what respect lines am I talking about? It's the respect line of your no and her no. Your no, and this goes back to remembering who you are as her mom, your no matters. Okay, so as a toddler, if you've set a rule or an expectation about what she will or will not touch, where she will or will not go, or what will or will not be tolerated, etc., you need to have your no respected. Actually, in my book, What Mothers Never Tell Their Daughters, there's this wonderful story about my first interaction with Candace around a no that I had that she had different thoughts about. Okay, so definitely check out that story. So it's about respecting lines of your no, but then also respecting the line of her no. there will be times where, and this is just like an example, it's not the only example, but some children like when relatives come over and they pinch their cheeks. Others don't. So if your daughter has a preference for how she wants to be interacted with, and if she's not feeling it that day and doesn't want to have anything to do with people who might come over to the house or kids who might be in the playground, if she's not feeling that day, and she's just like, no, don't want to do it, respect her no. Try to find out what's informing her no, how you feeling, things of that nature. But her no needs to be respected. So those are the 3 things I want to just put in your hearing, Jasmine. It is great that you are thinking ahead and thinking early. A lot of the moms that I work with in my Motherhood Mastery Mentoring Program or in my Life Mirror Remedy program or who've taken my courses online want to have a jump start or fix the things that they are anticipating they might encounter in the future. So it's great that you're thinking ahead. So thank you so much for filling out that Daughter Talk survey that I put out there earlier this year. I am really, really honored to be on this motherhood journey with you, and I'm so excited for all that lies ahead for you. As you keep on listening, we keep on connecting. Just remember, healthy mother-daughter relationships are possible. They just take one curative connection at a time. I'll see you next week. You've been listening to Mother-Daughter Connections with me, your host and mother-daughter relationship personal trainer, Dr. Michelle Deering. Thanks so much for joining me today. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Share this episode with a friend so they don't miss an episode. And download the resource in the show notes. Until next time, remember to pause to consider how you can connect intentionally so you can improve relationally with your daughter.